Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Marian. I'll be your host for a video talking about artisanal Tagua nut jewelry. Tagua jewelry is made from nuts of a palm tree that grows in Amazon rainforest. The tree is called Tagua. Every 7 years, female Tagua nut trees have seeds, nuts. Here they are. Here how they work. They come out in big pods, and these pods are about 14, 18, 20 inches in diameter. So they are pretty large. And to understand how large they are, just each of these sections is like this. So the pod consists of 8, 10 of this size pods, and inside are the nuts that are encased in these casings, wooden. Then out of these come out the nuts themselves. They are covered with this husk. The husk gets removed, and here is the nut itself. The natural color of it is cream, and artisans, when they work with removing the husk, intentionally leave a little bit of that skin. So when they slice and carve different shapes of pieces that will go into jewelry making, when you see a little bit of this is the original skin of this. And it can never be dyed over. They use a lot of colors to dye Tagua jewelry, but these characteristics always stay intact. So my jewelry comes from Ecuador, from 5 different artisanal families. They are jewelry makers generationally, know a lot about how to make jewelry, and 5 of them that I selected to buy things from are the most talented. I will show you the things that they make, and I hope you will enjoy the show very much. Here is color, very popular for California, turquoise. So if you see, it consists of two strands. Each necklace has adjustable cord. It's made from artisanal cotton cord. It is dipped into beeswax. The beeswax makes the cord extremely strong, so no matter how long you own this jewelry and need to use it, by stretching this cord, putting over your head, then grabbing these ends to bring it to where it looks the best with your outfit. Due to beeswax, the cord will never thin out. It will never break. So this jewelry is not only organic, natural, feels very nice and smooth on the skin, but it also lasts a long time without breaking. So I sell these for $29 each. I'll show you various colors so you can realize what big selection of these necklaces exist. Wanted to tell you about these little seeds. These are acai berry seeds, and acai berries grow in Brazil, but artisanal families of jewelry makers of Ecuador buy these seeds in bulk because they realize that they go with Tagua chips like glove in hand, and they really look like they belong together. They make a final finishing touch, including a little acai seed at the end of this cord. So this color, then green, beautiful green. Note how much gleaming surface is on Tagua. It's so smooth. It has a very pleasant smell, like this. And this style happens to be the most popular when tourists buy Tagua jewelry. Tourism in Ecuador is 365 days a year because they are located on the equator. They are never hot, not too cold. It's easy to spend the whole day there shopping, sightseeing. So tourism there is all year around. And this particular style of Tagua jewelry is very, very popular with tourists. So you can see teal color here, same thing with acai seeds. I'll show you the red one. Red is beautiful color for jewelry. Look at that one. Let's keep going. Another beautiful color, happy and positive, is orange. Here it is. Now, when wearing Tagua necklaces, one side is supposed to face outside because it has the smooth connections. On the other side, you can see the chips are connected with a string, originally longer one. Then they tie them up in a knot, cut them and burn off the edges, and it creates a knot. So these knots are going towards the skin. So here is your the side that is correctly to be worn. Here is yellow, beautiful yellow color, very popular also. Oh, I'm showing it to you on a knotted side. Here is the correct side. Okay, very nice, isn't it? Here is another yellow, but it has natural color of Tagua, creamy, gray and yellow. So multicolor, but it's also very neutral and goes with lots of outfits. Here is multicolor in green colors, teal and gray. Very nice, again with this kind of a adjustable cord. It allows for wearing Tagua quite long, but depending on the outfit you are wearing, but I haven't seen it worn to the very edges of the string. It will be hanging way too low. Let's keep going. Let me show you other styles of Tagua jewelry. Here is chunky Tagua. Along with using Tagua nuts and acai beads, artisan families also use other organic material. You see here is coconut shell buttons. Here they are. And bronze beads used between them. They do not use golden tone. It wouldn't really be too suitable for organic nature of Tagua jewelry. So, but bronze beads that come from Czechoslovakia are perfect for this jewelry. And this necklace I sell for $32. If anybody has interest in the necklaces that I'm showing you, please let me know by sending me a message. And like I said, these necklaces are $29. Here is another style of, these are 3 strands with acai seeds, coconut shells and Tagua nuts in 3 strands. I want to show you how acai seeds, here is natural, they are natural here in their natural creamy color. You see these characteristics? This is where the pulp of the berry was connected to the pit. These are the pits. These are the seeds inside the berries. So once the pulp is removed, this characteristic never goes away. It stays ingrained, and it gives it a lot of very natural, nice looking texture, which again never gets dyed over when they use various colors to dye Tagua chips. Now, colors come from also organic materials such as flower petals, grass, insects, seeds. They boil them, the water turns into a certain color, and then they soak Tagua chips into that warm water, keep it there, and being a natural material, Tagua chips very easily and smoothly absorb the color. So all these colors that you saw, they are organic dyes, and the only creamy color is the natural color of Tagua. Here is beautiful yellow. Look at this one. Yeah, in this case the acai seeds are dyed red color, into red color, and then you have the coconut shells and beautiful 3 strands of gleaming, gorgeous Tagua nuts. To get these seeds, to get to the point of these gleaming, beautiful Tagua chips dyed in various colors, is a very long process. They have to slice the nuts into a variety of shapes. Once you have a bigger nut like this, then they are suitable for making slices of this nature, that popular style that goes into making Tagua necklaces. Here I have a smaller one, just to show you the difference. Yeah, so depending on what the size of the nut is, then they decide what shape to carve, what colors to dye, and how to assemble it into jewelry that looks very symmetrical, pretty to look at. Okay, here is another necklace. Here we have Tagua chips. These are acai seeds, and these seeds are called pambil seeds. So another type of organic jewelry, very attractive. Regardless of looking chunky, Tagua necklaces with other organic seeds like pambil and acai, they are never heavy. Never draw down on your neck, get you tired. So not only they are so pretty, but also lightweight. And like I said earlier, they are very durable, dense, and last a long time without breaking. Here is another one. In entirety, nuts of Tagua, coconut shells, bigger ones, pambil, and it ends up with acai seeds, and then bronze beads right here. Super attractive, isn't it? This is somewhat boho style, but it looks very nice wearing with different outfits. Here it is. I love all Tagua jewelry, and the fact that they are made by a person, one at a time, with lots of thought given to what design to create out of just nuts that came from nature. That's a lot of talent. Here is a multi-strand, multicolor acai seed necklace. that has bambil seeds. Bambil are this intermediary size, not as large as Tagua, not too small as acai, but, and multicolor in Ecuador sells the most. Multicolor shawls, multicolor scarves, multicolor jewelry. When travelers, visitors come to see Ecuador and visit it, and they always buy multicolors first and foremost. It kind of is new style for them, because usually it's more like one color, universal, solid color of something, couple of colors. But it turns out that multicolor goes with anything that you can wear, so it's a great choice to buy. Let me show you some bracelets. So bracelets also come carved from bigger nuts in various shapes. Look pretty thick, right? But lightweight. I sell this for $20 each. If you are interested, please send me a message, ask me about the color. Here is a red one in triangles. Here is an orange one. On this one, as you can see, they left a lot of the skin, a lot of this skin. So it was done intentionally because lots of buyers prefer to see these natural characteristics. Smooth ones like this comes from cutting towards the middle in this portion, but when it's to the edges, to the sides of the nut, then you have these, not too many on this one. If I see one, I'll show you. Here is a purple, beautiful shape. Yeah, here is that skin. I don't know, I like it a lot. That's why I'm bringing your attention to it. Okay, here is a brown. The beauty of these bracelets is that they sit flat on your wrist. When bracelets are too bulky and you are having a dinner, or you have to type or work or be somewhere, it becomes a nuisance. They hit the table, they kind of bother you. You don't try to show it that it's really irritating you, but these ones are flat, so that's a big thing. Here is a beautiful multicolored ones. Multicolored, aren't they all pretty? $20 each. Please let me know if you are interested. I'll show you more. Here is green one. Multicolor. Natural. Look how nice it is. Something about the natural color. It seems to be kind of bland, creamy, but it's a big seller for Tagua. Natural color. Here is yellow. Another multicolor. Orange. Multicolor. Very nice, isn't it? Let me now show you earrings. Come in all kinds of colors, also shapes, but I like to buy mostly these ones for my inventory for resales, and they go really well with Tagua jewelry. They go really well with these. So depending on what color Tagua jewelry you would want to buy, I can always match it to a nice pair of earrings. Usually, earrings are $10 a pair. When bought along with a necklace, I will charge $8. Shipping is of course free because it will all travel in one package. So please see this, and here is a style of earrings that artisans make with a big hole inside. I personally, it requires gutting the middle portion of the Tagua seed. Although it's kind of stylish, I don't go for it too much. I like the appearance of solid Tagua, like these, in my opinion, that shine. And the lightness is for sure. Look big, right? But they are very light. I would show you a little more jewelry. Here is Tagua nut jewelry with acai seeds. Here, big nuts are carved into these cylindrical shapes, dyed into turquoise color. These are also made from big Tagua nuts by drawing down and carving them into that shape. And then the acai seeds and bronze beads. And to show you how it's finished, again, it's the bronze beads here. When the necklace is newly made, and I brought this from Ecuador in June of this year, and the wax is fresh, at first when you pull it, it goes with a little hardship, but after 3, 4, 5 uses, it softens up and stays soft for the rest of the use. So, look at the beautiful shape of this necklace. $35. Here is another one, a rare one. Yeah, I would call it multicolor, mostly green, turquoise, blue hues. Looks like that. Not too often you can see this type of designs. Here is a very attractive one, natural acai seeds with a different color, different style seed. I'll show you close up. Again, these are their natural characteristics that are irremovable. Here is acai, coconut, the bronze beads, and 3 strands of acai seeds with bambil seed. Beautiful neutral color for many outfits. The thing about Tagua jewelry, it goes so well with casual outfits, literally in a tank top and pair of jeans. You can wear it and look very nice, and also pair it with more formal outfits for dinner out, party, festivities, and so forth. Here are chunky Tagua. Pretty nice, isn't it? And those bronze beads. $35 for this one. Turquoise with lime green, browns. All right. I travel to Ecuador twice a year, and I was there in June, so this is all new supply for my inventory, and I decided to make a video and show it to many people to simply enjoy looking at handmade jewelry, because like they say, handmade in small batches connects you to a person, not to a factory. And that matters, because so much thought goes into deciding what style to make, assemble it with love, put all your ability, generational ability and knowledge into making beautiful jewelry, diverse ones, one at a time, just one, two or three maximum, and move on to another. So here how it looks. Yellow dye was used on acai beads, and pambil is natural color, which is brownish. They are brown. Oh, I like this design quite a bit. Take a look at this one, please. Isn't that nice? Yeah. So in this case, Tagua nuts were carved into strips. Here is a lot of the brown skin left over, making it very nice. And then medallions, bronze beads, some pambil, some acai, and coconut shells, all finished with bronze beads. Look at the amount of work that went into making it. $35. Another one, 3 strands with acai and pambil. And they go with blue earrings. Yeah, Tagua jewelry, acai jewelry is kind of hard to match to just any pair of earrings that the woman has in her collection. So I would really recommend that you buy a matching pair of earrings if you consider buying Tagua jewelry, because it will last you a long time, always look like a complete set, beautify you tremendously, and be just the right type of earrings to wear with Tagua jewelry. Along with Tagua jewelry, I like to give Ecuadorian artisans as much business as I can. I want them all to make money, and also I am so appreciative of their talents that I just can't pass by and not stop by and buy their jewelry also. So people who, artisans who make this kind of jewelry, like this, they buy these from Czechoslovakia, or rather stores buy from Czechoslovakia, knowing that that country produces high quality beads. So this is beaded jewelry. This particular one is orange, yellow, and bronze beads. And here is the work of the clasp. This part is assembled on a nylon thread, very strong, and you just like that. That sits flat on your neck, doesn't irritate it ever, and falls very beautifully on the over the outfit. Let me show it to you one more time. Like that. Yeah. Here is one, black, cream, and bronze. This particular maker, you can tell that these are made by different people depending what they use for clasp part. This one crochets with cotton cord. So this is crocheted, finished with a coconut shell, and it sits flat on the neck. Sits just like that around the neck, and then it falls beautifully. Usually this jewelry is 12 strands. So here how it looks. Here is a favorite color combination from Ecuador. They all like turquoise and coral combination. And that is southwestern. I'm from Arizona. So in Arizona we have lots of southwestern stores with merchandise from Navajo Indians, and they make a lot of turquoise with corals. The same is in the people, artisans of Ecuador. I wanted to tell you about them. So they are descendants of Inca people. If you remember from your school classes, in Mexico territory were the Aztecs. On the territory of current Guatemala, Honduras, and Salvador were Mayans, and in South America were Inca people. So artisans of Ecuador are descendants of Incas. They make up about 7% population of current Ecuador, which is the smallest country out of 14 countries of South America. But Ecuador, knowing that they are a small country and that they need to produce and maintain prosperity among all people as much as possible, they try to have good trade relationship with the whole world. So it's very common to see tourism from all these countries because they see things from Ecuador, kind of know about Ecuador. Mostly want to visit Galapagos Island, where you see nature, flora, and fauna, completely untouched as it was thousands of years ago. So when tourists come for about 7 days, 2 days are spent in Quito, and the rest 5 days are spent in nature on Galapagos Islands. So there are lots of tourist shops in Quito because many of them do not have time to travel to areas where artisans live and have little mercados, little markets, or on Saturdays. So they have to buy things in these tourist shops because everybody is taken by the beauty of artisanal things. They all come from the artisans, and so they buy, and my prices that I quoted to you are cheaper than what they would cost you if you were to buy them in Quito, Ecuador tourist shops. There are galleries and tourist shops, so even in airport of Quito, they have an artisanal big shop with a lot of products. Something like this, there would be $85, and my price is $40. Usually these necklaces are made with 12 strands. It's a lot of work because, look at this. So, coral, 2 bronze, turquoise, 2 bronze, coral, and on it goes until they have assembled just one jewelry piece. And then it's finished with this weave. And that's the clasp. Okay. From the same person, cream color with bronze. Twelve strands, neutral blend color. Being from Arizona, because we have so much desert there, lots of shoppers like pale color, desert, beige, earth tones. This would be very popular color in Arizona. All right, I can show you some other jewelry also, just to enjoy and know what I have. Here is another artisan jewelry maker who works with gemstones. She makes bracelets and necklaces. Look at this bracelet. So it's multi-strand, ends with a little coconut shell button, crocheted, which sits flat on your wrist. Important. And all these multicolor shells are natural, and bronze beads, just to let you know that it's assembled on a very strong nylon thread. It's very durable, seems slinky, but it will last a long time without breaking, because the strand of thread is very strong and pretty much fits any size of wrist. I don't want to tie it up now, but that's how it looks. And she makes this also with different stones. These ones are natural corals. Corals are essential part of outfit of indigenous Quechua women who work on their shawls, ponchos, jewelry. They always wear color coral around their neck, on their wrists, around their waist. So it's a beloved. That orange color is very beloved. This one is reddish, but coral, being natural, can come in different shades of orange, red. Here is that famous and beloved Navajo color combination of turquoise and orange. Look at that. So I want to show it to you. Here you see bead, little space, bead, all of that, and stone. Every one of those is a movement of the wrist to put the little bead on, make a little spacer with thread, put the stones. This is a lot and a lot of work. I sell them for $25. The lady who makes this particular jewelry, she's the only one who has, this is her creation, who has come up with this. And she has a buyer in Spain who every 15-20 days needs 100 of these for his store, because they sell very fast. I wanted to mention to you that the world loves Ecuadorian handicrafts, made with such high quality, such creativity, such love, such uniqueness. And the biggest buyers of Ecuadorian handicrafts are Germany, Netherlands, France, Spain. But the biggest buyer of them all is Italy. Wouldn't you know that? Italy. Here we go. Here is a beautiful one with a stone called moonstone. Moonstone is a kind of a clear stone, but has little bit of a bluish shade in it. It's kind of an expensive stone, but I still sell it for $25. So here it is. And these same bracelets also come with matching necklaces. I have them also, not by me. I will show it to you in a different video. I consider making these videos on a regular basis, showing you beautiful things and telling you about the lives of Ecuador's Quechua people, artisans. Many of their children can see how hard that life is, working 6 days a week, then going to the market, selling it to tourists on a busy Saturday. while they have to give birth to the newborns, raise them in the markets, raise them around the looms where they work, the tables where they assemble jewelry, or saw edges of the ponchos. I wanted also to mention to you that I sell tapis. Tapis is tapestry. I'll show you one. So they have this part through which you. This one is a bamboo, but you can use a towel holder, bronze, anodized bronze color towel holder from Home Depot, straight one that will look very nice and appropriate to hang this on the wall. So this is a traditional wall decor made from 100% wool. So wool is also handmade. So they have this finished touch. And these are images of Inca people going to the field. They have to work starting 5 in the morning. Ecuador grows a lot of corn. Every family has been given a piece of a lot of land. In 1960, it was decided by the government of Ecuador that since these people don't really want to work for government or for offices or for retail, they like to do things by hand, live within each other's, in a community within each other's, neighborhoods. So it was decided to just give them land, and this land goes on the slopes of mountains, and they are so beautifully carved and shaped. You can tell from one lot to another that they are owned by different people because they may be growing different type of things that they will be selling. So it was my decision to put Swarovski crystals on this. So I don't know if on the camera it shows well enough, but when lights are on, they sparkle and they add this fairy tale appearance, which is very special. I saw these things done by some acrylic pieces, and even being acrylic and not shiny, they still spruced it up and gave it some special aura. And I thought, oh wow, with crystals I can really make it especially beautiful. So here it is. These things are sold in galleries of Ecuador for $220, $250. I have seen the work of the artisan who creates this. I won't even start telling you what incredibly complicated technique goes into this. Children of these people, of tapis makers, never want to do this because it's just too hard. It takes patience of their older parents and grandparents to make this. So these are heritage type art that lasts very long time. When you hang it on the wall, it never gets dusty. So it hangs there, it can hang there 30 years and you can still pass it on to another family member. That's how perfectly well they are made. And they are all made one at a time. Again, takes long time. That I don't know how long it takes, but they like to show nature. They like to show the famous Imbabura mountain. You will see this in another one. I'll show you. Traditional Inca people, they like condors. Condors are kind of symbolic in Ecuador. So those are shown on this. Very nice. This one I want to show you shows a number of people. This one is bigger than the other one. A number of people sitting together. So these meetings are called Minga. Minga means meeting of people, of community people. When indigenous Quechua people have some things going on in community that matter to everybody's interest, whether it's water rights, land, some improvements, or a family, possibly parents perished and left a couple of orphans, what to do with orphans. There are always families that will take those children. It's very customary in Ecuador for them to take children that are left as orphans and raise them as their own, making no difference whatsoever when it's time to feed them, buy their clothes, give them education, and so forth. So pretty much there are no orphanages. These children move quickly to a set family. I personally know several families that, let's say, have 6 children, and I'm like, yes, 6 children. And they say, well, 2 of them were orphans, we just adopted them. So when it's time to discuss matters of the community, they come, sit all together, and somebody speaks about the problem, but at the end they all have to vote and decide what's the best decision that will fit most of them. And the reason they look the same is because in Ecuador, indigenous people, men, do not cut their hair. They all have long black hair, which they braid. They look very elegant with their hats and those ponytails, some of them very long ponytails because they are never cut. And of course women have long hair. They don't cut those either. So when men and women sit together and they all have hats and they have their ponytails, from the back they all look the same, whether men or women. So this is that image of community people, of men and women sitting together, getting ready to listen to what problems are there to discuss together. I would like to thank you very much today for your attention. I'm sorry, the voice is starting to go. Please follow me and I will be making more of these videos. Thank you for your time. Have a great evening. I hope you liked what I showed you and actually were wowed by at least some of the jewelry. Bye-bye. Thank you.